Good afternoon. I'm Kelly Jones. We begin this noon with our live team coverage following the arrest of the man accused of killing his own daughter. New this noon, bond has been set for Hiawatha Robinson for $500,000. We begin with Local 15's Andrea Ramey live at Government Plaza with the very latest on today's court proceedings. Andrea.
Well, Hiawatha appeared in Judge Sherling's court this morning. He walked into the courtroom with his head down, never acknowledging Hawaii's family or the people who showed up in court today to support him. Judge Sherling set bail at $250,000 cash for each charge of felony murder and sodomy in the first degree, bringing the total to $500,000 cash that Hiawatha has to come up with in order to be let out, something that is not likely considering he doesn't even have the money for an attorney. Attorney Art Powell was appointed to his case today. Now, a point the judge wanted to make crystal clear: by law, he had to set a bail today. He said he was inclined several times not to set a bail, that because it's alleged the death was caused by sodomy, this could be a capital murder case, and bond is not required in capital murder cases. But he wanted to hear some testimony about how Hawaii died, and the state is playing its cards very close to the chest on this one and would not put on a witness today.
Why not pursue a capital case against him?
I can't really comment on the facts of the case. I will say that that the charges were brought after careful consideration of all the evidence, and that is the case. That is what is charged at this point in time. There are not, at this point in the investigation, are not plans for the charges to be upgraded, but we constantly evaluate the evidence that we have in the case.
Now, a grand jury could upgrade this to a capital murder case. Assistant District Attorney Jill Phillips declined to say when a grand jury will review this case. Hiawatha Robinson will be back in court on January 5th. Reporting live at Government Plaza this afternoon, Andrea Ramey, Local 15 News.
Andrea, thank you. We continue our live team coverage with our Stephen Quinn. He joins us now from today's courtroom and how it was packed for this morning's bond hearing. Family and friends filled that courtroom. Stephen, you were there. Describe the mood and the emotion.
Well, it was obviously very tense in there, Kelly, for the first time since I've been covering court cases. In fact, they actually asked the public to leave and then assigned seating in that courtroom. There were people, family and friends on both sides of the aisle sitting, representing Hawaii Robinson, and then as well sitting with Hiawatha Robinson beside him as he entered that courtroom. And as you might imagine, a very stressful and emotional day for family and friends on both sides. And I'm in fact joined right now with Reverend Patrick Munderland of the Prichard Police Department. You've been in contact with Yosha Populous, Hawaii's mother, and their family throughout this entire ordeal, if you will, over the last couple of months. Talk to us about the family, how they're doing, and how Hawaii's mother is holding up right now.
Well, not doing very well. Yesterday, if I had to say my personal feelings, Yosha was worse off yesterday than the day that Hawaii was found when this arrest came. Not a good day for them. Not a good day today for them. They are happy that an arrest has been made, and so thankful to the district attorney's office and all the law enforcement agencies for all that they've done to get us to this point.
Talk about the family. I mean, was this something that they were expecting, that the father of Hawaii would be arrested? Is that who they thought was ultimately responsible for this? And also, secondly, just kind of their mood knowing that it is in fact the father of Hawaii who prosecutors are saying committed this murder.
Well, the one thing for sure that I can say is that they believe with everything in their being that Hawaii left home to go and meet her father, and so that was who she went to meet. So at that point, who else can you last think about, who she was with, and knowing that that's who she went to meet. And so in saying that, I believe that somewhere in the back of their minds, in the bottom of their hearts, they felt as though there was some connection in some way.
Do you expect her to take part in this court process as it continues? Do you expect her to show up and to testify? Talk about that real quick.
I expect the family to be at every hearing, to be there, as well as his family. And I gotta say that his mother, I visited her during the process of Hawaii's funeral. I know she's hurting. That family's hurting as well. Hawaii was a part of that grandmother The yard is full of Hawaii's things, the porch where she played. And so, I mean, it's not a good thing for both sides of the aisle right now.
Reverend Patrick Munderland there with reaction from family members as this case just begins, and obviously there is a lot more expected. As we've reported, January 5th is the next time that there will be a court case on this matter. Reporting live here outside of Government Plaza, Stephen Quinn, Local 15 News.
Stephen, thank you. Now here's a look back at the timeline of events which led to the arrest of Hiawatha Robinson. 8-year-old Hawaii Robinson was first reported missing Tuesday, September 16th, from the St. Stephen's Woods apartment. By 9 o'clock the next day, residents gathered to volunteer for the search of little Hawaii. Local, state, and federal authorities all worked to find her. Her body was discovered September 18th on Rebel Road, which is not too far from that apartment complex where she lived. Then on October 2nd, FBI investigators performed search warrants on Hiawatha's home and the home of his girlfriend. At the time, the DA would not confirm whether Robinson was a suspect in this case. Then, Tuesday, Hiawatha Robinson Jr. was taken into custody and charged with murder and sodomy of his daughter. He faces up to life in prison on both charges. You can always watch for more coverage on this homicide investigation, which took a turn, and again, those murder charges being filed Tuesday. Go to our website, and you can find the news conference as well, local15tv.com.